My stomach's mumbling now. Here we go. Let's do it. Andy's getting his stretch on.
Yeah.
Getting prepared. Love it, love it, love it. Welcome to another episode of the Green Umbrella Live Lunch. It's Thursday, it's 12 o'clock, just after we had some tech difficulties. Not me this time. Fantastic.
Always me.
Or that way, whatever.
Yeah, he's in the middle, Kim.
Yeah, but I don't know which side I am.
Okay.
Never mind. Carry on.
All good. So, Andy, you've joined us for, I don't know, an hour of joy, an hour of pain. We'll see how things turn out. Now, you are the pilot of Team.
Yeah, I am. I don't know what's wrong with me and tech at the moment. Whenever I talk in front of people, something seems to go wrong. So yeah, I've got Simon Bliss's Jabra headset, which I think he's used about once. My AirPods, I've been using them so much this morning, I've run out of battery and I haven't charged them up. So yeah, I've got this silly headset on. So sorry about that, everyone.
No worries, all good. So, Andy, for people that don't know you, just give us a quick explanation of, like, an introduction to you, to Team, and a little bit of your story, because I think it's quite an interesting one, the way that you've sort of come through the organisation.
Okay, so I'm a recruiter. I've been a recruiter since 2002. I started my career in high street recruitment, good old Blue Arrow, in Broadway in Southwest London. I've worked for 15 years in the defence sector. So I'm actually a security cleared individual. I spent a year before I joined Team in this role on site with one of my old clients, recruiting all manner of secret engineers working on defense programs for the last year. And I recruited 130 people in 12 months, which was bananas. I'm obviously with Team now. I'm Team's managing director. For those of you who haven't heard of Team, we're the UK's largest network of independently owned recruitment agencies. And I used to run my own business. So I was a solopreneur for 7 years. And I joined Team because I was lonely as a solo recruiter, and two, I really got the networking aspect of working with other recruiters. So I used to go along to a lot of Team meetings. Team organises face-to-face meetings and online meetings all over the place. And I used to go along to a meeting in Surrey, and there was about 30 recruitment agencies that used to go there. All of them had learned all of the kind of tricks of the trade and all of the challenges that I had as a startup business. And I just didn't know the answers to the questions. There were people in my network that did it. And Team had a profound impact on my business and my career and my life for 7 years. And Simon Bliss, who owns Team now, used to be a member. So Team asked me to look after a region. So I used to run my meetings in Guildford or Hogsback, Horsham, just to the west of Guildford and different places. But Simon used to come to my meetings, got to know him really well, and obviously he then bought Team, and he came to me just over a year ago now, and asked me to join. So that's kind of a potted history of my background.
Excellent. Now, there's a few things I want to talk about. But first of all, Team conference is coming up. This is it's like everyone has that one thing in their diary that they really look forward to each year. And like for me, it's the Team conference, because it's not like it's not a conference like any other. I always sort of describe it as it's like the family party that you're looking forward to going to because you actually like everyone that's going to be there.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, it's next Friday. We've been working on this for 6 months. So I think aside from Rec Expo in London and Birmingham, it's probably going to be the biggest recruitment event in the UK this year. And obviously it's a members event. So we've sold probably 300 and it'll be probably 340 tickets so far for next Friday. And it's an event where Team members and Team suppliers from all over the country, in fact, a couple of people are flying in from international as well, they can come together, they can network We've got 39 speakers. We've got 7 different rooms, all with a different theme. So there's something for everyone at the conference, and it's going to be a really, really special day next week. We've got lots of things next week that we're trying out as well for the first time ever, which is going to be fun. God, I hope everything goes to plan. But if it goes to plan, I'll be like taking the credit for it. But if not, it will be Rach and Bella. I'm just joking. They're in the office around the corner down the corridor from me here, and they're doing. I'll give them a shout out on this. They're doing an amazing job at organising everything. They've done some spectacular work. But yeah, it's going to be a huge event. It's going to be a place where people will meet people they've never met before that could change their businesses, change their lives. We've had members that have met at a conference over a coffee that have gone on to split £500,000 in business in 1 year together. So it's a great place. Very excited about it.
Absolutely. One of the things I love about conference and about team in general, obviously a lot of your members they're solopreneurs. Essentially, it's just them in their business, and that's the way they want it. They want to grow their business, but they don't necessarily want to grow a team. And you know from your own experience what that's like. And I think that I've just been that Andy was here waiting for me to join. I'll admit it. You know, normally the host should be there ready to welcome the guests, but no, Andy's just like there, like tapping on the desk going, where is she? Where is she? Because I'm busy putting a presentation together that I'm delivering on Monday for a group of entrepreneurs. And in this presentation, I'm talking about essentially the wheel of life. Okay, it's an old coaching thing. You talk about different areas. Now, when we talk about business, we talk about sales, we talk about marketing and recruitment businesses. There's a whole host of other things as well. But what I love about the work that you do at Team and what you've brought in as well, especially since stepping into the MD role, is the fact that you're looking into other areas of what makes a successful business owner, what makes a successful entrepreneur, and things like the mindset piece, health and fitness. You're doing tons of work around that, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I on mental fitness in particular, I mean, recruitment is a really, really, really stressful job at times. It's amazing at times, but it's also really stressful. And solopreneurs and people that own small recruitment businesses, like the stress that they go through is immense. And you know, I really struggled with my mental health when I had my company. And one of the things I really wanted to do with Team is to create dialogue, create discussion about mental health and challenges. So we launched Team Mental Health and Wellbeing about 3 months ago. We've had a series of webinars talking about stress, anxiety, navigating running a business, the stresses and the impact it has on your health, on your mindset, on your family. And we're continuing that theme. Like, we didn't want to just do it for Mental Health Awareness Week like most companies do. Like, there's a few kind of sporadic posts about, oh, go out for a walk or whatever, and that's it. You don't hear again for a year. Kim, you and I have been exchanging posts on Instagram and LinkedIn, and you've been a huge advocate of it as well. Obviously, your journey to sobriety and the huge impact that's had on your life. Like, we've got a guest speaker coming up, I think it's next month, about alcohol dependency in recruitment. So just getting people thinking. Well, like, I'll be honest with you, like, Bella and I have been working on it together. We don't really know what we're doing. But we're trying to engage people in our industry and in our marketplace that has got something really impactful to say, to get people talking to each other. Like the conference next week, one of the things we're trying for the first time is we're doing a networking meeting. So we run 100 networking meetings a year, 50 face-to-face, 50 online, but they're always stationary. You're in a room, you get to walk around that room and meet people, but that's it. Next Thursday afternoon between 4 and 6, we're doing a net walk. So we're doing a networking meeting on foot, walking around an alpaca trail near Kenilworth and Warwick Castle, where we've got sort of 30, I think it's about 35 members and suppliers all together having a networking meeting for mental health, out in the fresh air. everyone's donating. So we picked a charity. We picked Shout UK, because they're a charity that support people going through stress, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, and they do it via text rather than calling people. And so we said, let's try and raise some money for this charity. We know there's a lot of members that have told us they've used it. So we've now got a Shout page on our Team Hub, which is like our social media platform. We're raising money for them, got a raffle for them. You guys have donated as well. There's 15 grand's worth of prizes. So all the raffle ticket money is going straight to that charity. I thought we could really support, a charity that's close to the hearts of a lot of the recruitment fraternity within team. So yeah, it is important just to get people talking, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, absolutely. I mean, we are big mental health advocates, but not just in a talking about it, but actually doing the work.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. There's a lot of people that talk about it, but they don't necessarily do the work, and that's the difference. Or they're doing the work, but they're staying very quiet about it.
Yeah.
And therefore feeling on their own. Where actually, if they shared that this is what was going on with them, this is what was happening. I know there's people within team that I have conversations with where there's mental health issues there, and the conversations we have are nothing about business. It's actually related to relationships with partners, relationships with their kids, potential trauma that they've experienced that they've not worked through, and actually all of this affects who you are, how you show up, and that impacts the business. And we don't see that link. I don't feel. And like I said, this is why I love what you guys have been doing, because it is actually like, it's not let's talk about it, it's let's lift the lid on this and actually get specific about it.
Yeah, and I think everybody that talks about it, obviously they have their own story and they have their own coping mechanisms and things that they've tried, and that's what's been. I thought that was something that was really great. I think about Mental Health Awareness Week, a couple of weeks ago now, is that people were sharing what worked for them. And that was really nice. I tried to screenshot every post that I saw on Instagram and LinkedIn, and like at the end of the week, I kind of tried to tag everyone, say, that's really made an impact on me, what you've shared this week. It's been really great to see the industry talking about it, because there's a lot of people that wouldn't do that. Like they don't want to share that information, or they don't feel comfortable. They don't think it would help anyone else. But in reality, like, it's just starting that conversation. It's like that top. I bought this hoodie about 3 or 4 months ago. It kept popping up on my Instagram adverts.
Is that your boys get sad too?
Yeah, boys get sad too hoodie, which my wife has basically stolen off me now. But but I've worn that out a couple of times now. Well, I've worn it out a lot actually, but a couple of times people have physically come up to me in the street and said, "Where did you get that? What does it mean?" And it got me talking to people that I don't know who they were, complete strangers. One lady came up to me, she's like, "I work in a school and I work with kids that have gone through trauma, and I'm going to go and buy one of these. Where do I get it?" Like, just starting that conversation off with someone's amazing. Like, they end up sending me a code for my birthday on the 14th. So I end up buying their new t-shirt. I bought my wife the same hoodie in pink so she can stop stealing my black one. But I'm sure I won't get the black one back either. But, just starting those little chats, those dialogues, and sharing what works for you. As I say, like, we don't really know what we're doing. We just want to start conversations. And I think anyone that supports us or wants to get involved with your team, even if you're not a member or you're not a supplier, we're open to any ideas that anyone wants to put to us.
Yeah, absolutely. So sort of moving on from that, and I know you went out to the regional directors, to team members, to ask them like what are the challenges right now, so you could get the right speakers at the conference talking on the right topics. What are the things at the minute that you feel are the biggest challenges? And a lot of our audience are recruiters, but I'd say probably 30-40% of the people that will watch this, listen back on replay, that kind of thing, they might not have recruitment businesses, but I think the the work I do, the challenges are the same outside of recruitment and inside. So what are the challenges you're seeing at the minute?
Business development is one of the big things. I mean, we're quite fortunate at Team how we changed the way that we set up and organised our events at the end of last year. So every time someone books into an event with us now, we ask them what's the main topic that they want to talk about at the event. So we've got six months worth of data now of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of recruitment business owners telling us what the most important thing is. So that's what we did with our conference speakers. You know, we took all of that data and like, this is what in real time our members want to talk about. You know, the themes that keep coming up is BD, is personal brand. One of the big ones obviously is AI and tech. Like there's every day there's another company that's got the dream solution that's gonna, you know, help you recruit more people faster. The reality is like candidates don't really want to engage with AI in the recruitment process. They still want to deal with humans with all their foibles and flaws as well. But like that's one of the, you know, when you're a solo, you've got a small business, like the time aspect of integrating another piece of tech, another piece of kit, but what is it going to do? How much is it going to cost? So we've got all of these themes that we've tried to lay out for the conference. We won't try. We've done it. We've laid out. We've went out and we've got all the best speakers in the marketplace, in marketing, in recruitment consultant training, in business strategy, in tech and AI, in thought leadership, and we've channeled all of those topics into those, you know, 5 rooms, and then we've got 2 rooms where we've got breakout tables. So talking about scaling your business internationally, scaling your business in the UK, selling your business, preparing for a sale, DE&I, data. What else is happening in there? Solopreneurship. There's all tables where you can go in and it will be chaired by someone really important in the industry. Louise Triance is doing a couple of the sessions. We've got Flair Business Consultancy. We've got Pete Ames chairing one of the sessions. Renu from Recruiting Jim. Joe Major from Diversity and Recruitment. Like we've got some really wicked people in those rooms. That's just aside from all of the other speakers that we've got as well. So all of the topics that are really relevant in recruitment at the moment, we've covered the bases. I think the challenge we'll have is that people will say we want to go to 2 of the sessions that are going on at the same time, and that's where we're going to struggle because it's not being recorded. But what a good problem to have, right?
Absolutely, and it is I've seen almost every draft of the schedule. So massive shout out to Deb. So the last couple of weeks, people have been saying, "Where's Debs? Where's Debs? Where's Debs?" And we've just been. She's working on a project. Essentially, what I'm saying right now is this is the guy responsible. It's all your fault, Andy.
Sorry. Well, I kind of blame Simon Bliss a little bit. I don't know if he'll be seeing this on his holiday in Italy, but yeah, we've had to basically, we had the original agenda. We've had to switch people around, make sure that the same topic wasn't being discussed at the same time. We've had to move some of the rooms around. Debs from Green Umbrella. If anyone's watching this and you want design done and the print and the brochures and getting it all ready, make it all look really, really pretty, like Debs has been astronomically good for us. She's been, and I actually found out that she used to live on my road, which is really weird. And her brother lives down the end of my road as well, Fetcham.
Wow.
But she's been a joy to work with, and so much work has gone into this. We're actually still working on the table plan. The final, we've got to send it to her today to go to printers for next week.
Don't be late.
We won't, but we've done it, and we've even had a call with Simon this morning as well, some switcheroos as well. But yeah, Debs has been amazing. It's been a monumental effort on all parts.
She is fantastic, and you know, I think this is the thing in a lot of businesses. There's that one person that I won't say hides in the background because Debs is not a wallflower in any extreme, but she is the design work that she does and the attention that she gives it and her drive for it to be absolutely right and delivered in the best way possible is it's just next level.
Yeah.
It's just next level. She just does such a fantastic job. So
I think the great thing about Debs as well is that obviously team, since I've been in the last year, we've gone through a full rebrand. Our new website went live yesterday. I haven't announced it anyway because I announced that we did a partnership agreement yesterday with Hector and Hisham Azuz, which is also massive for team. But our new website went live yesterday. I've got to do another announcement because visitor chat has gone live now on our website today. So now when you visit Team's website, you can communicate with a human being that will answer your questions rather than an AI bot, which everyone hates, which we think will be amazing. But Debs took the new branding that we've just gone live with, and then she evolved it into a 90s theme. So obviously the team next week on Friday, we're also celebrating Team's 30th birthday. And so everything's 90s themed. So there's loads of garish pink and yellow and blues and whatever. And we got a 90s party in the evening, and she's really taken that to the next level. And if you follow Hung Lee's opening our conference with a keynote. Even he shared his pink, Larry pink Hung Lee announcement PDF document this morning as well with all of his followers. But she's taken that, that blue, yellow, grey, black, white branding that we put together, which we love, which is the new team theme, but has taken that to the next level with the 90s as well. So should be fun.
It's going to be amazing, and I'm really glad she's going to be. Flights are booked. She's going to be
Great.
coming over, so that'd be amazing. Okay, cool. So networking. Team is all about networking, and at the Recruitment Agency Expo, you delivered a talk on networking as well. You had your props there. I won't give too much away, but you had your props there, and it was. I know it was the first time you were speaking, but what you've delivered was absolutely fantastic, filled with value. So, don't want you to give it all away, but just on that networking piece, what are the things that made the difference for you business wise, and that you see making the difference for members?
I think there's a couple of themes. Like I talked about space as one of the themes, but just getting out into a different environment to meet people opens up like so many more possibilities. In my talk, I referenced a book. There's a book that I read called Business Networking for Dummies by a guy called Steph Thomas. And one of the messages and sentences he uses a lot is that every big opportunity you've ever had in business started originally with a little conversation. And that's what networking is all about. Like getting into another space, go into, the Rec Expo, or go into Team Conference, or go into a small breakfast networking meeting in your local area. There's people that are there for a reason. They want to meet other people. They want to share business. They want to pick up business. They want to expand their network. So any opportunity that you get to do that is huge and can have a profound impact on you and your business and your career. I think for solo business owners and small business owners, we're all really, really time poor. So knowledge sharing and understanding what's happening in the market, like you get so much more from talking to people at events than what you do trying to research yourself. A big theme in Team, right, is that someone stumbles upon something that has a profound impact on them, and then they share that with their little community within Team or within their region or within their division, and before you know it, that spirals. So it's a really, really great space, and really important for the kind of knowledge sharing aspect, and getting out of your normal work environment. It kind of inspires you to do more stuff. Completely change your scenery can really turbocharge ideas. And a lot of people say this, don't they? They get their best ideas in the shower, or if they go for a walk or something like that. Getting out of your confined box or space that you typically work in is a really, really important thing. I hope that answers your question.
No, absolutely. And that environment shift is so important, especially when you're working on your own and things are maybe not going, not flowing the way you want them to. And it goes back to mental health. It's like your state changes. You become more withdrawn, and picking up the phone gets that much harder. So if you can change that environment, get out and get around people that actually, it's a crap phrase, but fill your cup, essentially, get you motivated again. And I think this is the thing. People will come to conference, they'll talk to other people there, they'll listen to the talks, and they'll come out buzzing, not necessarily with the new ideas, but just because they've been in the same energy as those other people. And it's amazing the difference that makes.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we've tried to, again, something different this year in our brochure, which obviously was designed by Debs beautifully. We actually added a page in there as well for, obviously everyone's walking around with their brochure all day, following the agenda, finding out the speakers. We've put a page in there of, these are all the new people that you've met at the conference. Write their names down, and then at the end of the day, no spoilers, we've got some team stuff printed up. We're going to be giving those out to people that have like made the most new connections in the day. There's a bit of a memento of the conference, but you definitely will. I mean, I went to several conferences when I was a member, and I always went back to my office with a notebook full of stuff. Like Jeremy Snell, I first met him probably 2016 or 2017 team conference. I've still got the notepad for his Zero Entropy Networks with all of my notes scribbled on it in my office at home that I got ideas from. Like, you pick up loads of things, and it's about kind of building a bit of a strategy of how you do it. But because there's something different, everyone will have a completely different experience next Friday. Like, there will be no two people that go to the exact same talks. So I think it'd be great for people to, maybe if they're going with a friend or a couple of people and if they're going to different talks, what a great opportunity then after the conference, once your hangovers subsided, if you're having a few drinks in the evening, but catching up with those, saying, actually, what did you pick up from that session, or would that be good for me? Or there's another great opportunity for networking post conference as well, So
absolutely. I think that the other thing, and I feel like we're giving everything away that's in the brochure, but we've got insider knowledge. The challenge when you go to these things is you get so many ideas that you go home with a book full of notes, and it's like, what do you implement first? And the danger is that you end up implementing nothing, and then it stops being worthwhile attending these things. It becomes, if you don't take the action afterwards, that's just as important, more important than actually going to the event in the first place.
Yeah.
And I think that is I heard a fantastic phrase once, which was shelf education. Like, you go and you learn all this stuff, and then you go back and it goes on the shelf, and you never do anything.
Well, do you know what I do? I've got two whiteboards in my office at home. I've got a massive one which I dump all my ideas on and things I have to, but I've got a smaller whiteboard which is probably like A2 size to the side, and I've put two strips down, so it's in 3 equal columns, and the column on the left is everything I've got to get done that week. The column in the middle is stuff that's really important that I'm working on now that isn't like, I haven't got to do it instantly now, and the column on the right is future stuff. So, like, for instance, with me and team at the moment, we've got a hub, which is where all our members connect with each other, communicate with each other. That's now moving from the right to the middle, and I'm going to start working on that properly once we finish the conference. But get your idea, if you go to an event, not just our conference, go to any event, you pick up loads of ideas. Like, you should have something like that in something visual that you can see every day that you think, oh shit, I haven't looked at that for 2 weeks, or that's been sitting on my board for 2 months. And when you try and rub it off, there's still a mark on there. That's how long it's been on there. But just have something like that you can see every day with all your ideas, and they will slowly move to the left onto the stuff that you're doing on a daily basis. And it's about trying stuff. Like, I did a post on LinkedIn yesterday. It was my 1-year anniversary yesterday. There's so much stuff that I've tried this year that I've just hasn't worked at all. But you've got to try, not that I'm liking myself to him at all, but I took my daughter to see Stephen Bartlett at Karen Brady's Women in Business and Tech event. And part of his talk was all about failing. Like, he's got a chief CFO of a chief failing officer in his portfolio of businesses that try and gets people to fail try as many things as possible.
Yeah.
If you fail loads of times, two of those things that you're trying will end up being the next big thing. So like just trying to do as many things as possible. That's just it works for me. Won't work for everyone, I know, but again, just
No,
sharing.
the when things don't work out, that's when you learn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you take the lesson and go again. And sometimes it is I like the triple thing. It's do it, delegate it, or delete it. Sometimes something is just sitting on your to-do list, and actually it's just never going to happen. So just drop it, just delete it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other
Let's send a
thing.
message to the person that's waiting for the communication on it, saying, "I'm not doing this anymore."
Yeah.
Like, don't ghost them.
So the thing that I do, and that I encourage people to do, especially if they're going to like 2-day, 3-day events, or big sort of chunky trainings, it's like, what are the three things? The three things that make the biggest impact, and just commit to those three things. So all the notes that you have, commit to those three actions. Get those three done. You can go back to your notes and pick the next three. And it's just prioritize. Well, what is going to be that? What's the thing that's going to make the biggest difference?
I'm going to quote you on that on Friday morning when I do the opening speech at a conference. I'll quote you on that one, Christina. I promise. That's a great shout.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down in my notepad.
But no, we see it so much in what we do, don't we? Like, we have all of these ideas. Like, I mean, yeah, the lists upon lists upon lists that we have. And actually, I'm helping somebody else with their business at the moment. And it's almost like you're always looking for the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And there's so many ideas, like you say. It's just, you try and do 10 things badly rather than do the 3 things well. So that's where I'm kind of at the moment, is telling this person, just stop. Just, commit to that, then move on, and just build it that way. It's challenging at times, but
I had a session with someone yesterday. They literally they've just given up work, and they are basically it's almost like a consultancy business, and personal brand is going to be a massive part of what they do, of course. And it's like, so they're talking me through the business model and who they're selling it to and how how everything's going to work. It's like, right, okay, what the challenge is. Well, this, okay, so these are all, so you can do this about this, that about that. And we got to the end of these, like, I think it's like 2.5, 3 hours. We were there, and I said, right, what are 3 things you're going to commit to? And they just looked at me and looked at their notes and looked at me again. I was like, just 3 things. And they were like, and they were waiting for me to tell them. So it's your choice. 3 things that you're going to do. They came up with these 3 things. I said, great. When are you going to do them by? And it's that thing. It's like when it's only 3 things, to then put a deadline on it of like, actually by next week. And sometimes it is just, I need to book a meeting with that person I've just met.
Yeah.
But it's like, actually when you just bring it down, it suddenly becomes manageable. It suddenly is like less overwhelming. And the thing is, we've now got a stop point. So Wednesday next week, we're going to jump on a call so they can tell me they've done these 3 things. Accountability is a big part of it. And again, and I've seen it, the number of years we've been part of team, there's like these relationships form between the recruiters where we see them, and service providers as well, where we see that the growth, yes, it's what they've learned, yes, it's what they've implemented, but those relationships of accountability, that's the difference that made the difference.
Yeah. Get an accountability buddy. Are you gonna give them a prompt before you follow up with them next week? Are you gonna give them a prompt on Monday saying, are you ready for this in 2 days, or do you just wait until the Wednesday?
I wait until the Wednesday and then kick their ass if they don't make contact. Because it's
really funny, because like, obviously you guys know I have a PT and she's exactly the same as you, Christina. Like, there is no prompt. Like last night, I was due to go out for dinner with a group of people. Said, I'm going out for an Indian. And she was like, excuse me? But she was like, you had a bad day the other day, so what are you doing? You know, and it's only because of that now that I now have an accountability partner. So I've got to prove, you know, what I'm doing on a daily basis. And that's exactly why I pay her, because left to my own devices, I'll just go, doesn't matter, does it? So I think it's really important in any area, if you're doing something, to have that accountability, because, you know, you have to give excuses to somebody else that isn't yourself. And when you have to do that, there's the whole ego thing, isn't there? You don't want to keep going back to someone going, oh, not done it again, not done it again.
And I think this is certainly in business. Psychology plays such a big part in business that if you haven't got the drive, you're not going to be successful. If you haven't got the mindset to be successful, you're never going to do the things you need to do. So for me, accountability is that person, they're making a promise to themselves. I'm just there for them to be able to say, yes, I fulfilled my promise to myself.
Yeah.
So let's say I don't get that call. I'll be arranging the coffee, and we'll get one of the things done whilst we have that coffee. So the people I work with in that way, it is kind of a running joke that, yeah, people don't fail when they're working with me, because it just gets done anyway. Apparently I'm scary. I don't know what that's about.
Kim, can you add anything to that?
I didn't say anything. I'm scared.
Oh, fantastic. So this is going to be Kim's first time at conference. Very different event to expo, to anything that Kim's been to before. So what are your tips for someone? So obviously we're service providers to the members. So what are your tips for Kim going into this?
Well, interestingly, I've just put a new page on top of the conference page on our website about maximizing your experience at conference. It is tailored towards members more so than service providers. However, on my to-do list is a service provider version later today. But I kind of, the things that I put in that are, you know, make sure ahead of time, you've got a week to go, you know what sessions roughly you want to attend. And I'm sending out on that same email today. In fact, it's in the background of this Chrome window that I've got open now. On that window, I've put a link to that guide, and then a document I put together with everyone's LinkedIn URLs that's talking at the conference. So everyone that's going to attend can connect with everyone before the show, which will be great. And then you can start seeing what they're sharing. But yeah, check out who's going. What do you want to get out of the conference? Like, think about what are the most important things for your business and pick those themes for those sessions. Like, don't try and do everything, because you'll just end up, at the end of the day, you'll just be exhausted and you want to go to bed, and you won't be able, you won't be in that kind of party mentality. But try and pick a couple of sessions, like your non-negotiables of what you want to do. Look at all of the exhibitors as there, even as suppliers as well. There's a lot of cross-pollination at Team Conference of suppliers working with other suppliers to kind of dual brand, dual market your businesses and your services. All of those suppliers have got hundreds and hundreds and thousands of potential recruitment consultancy business owners as their customers and potential customers. How can you work together? Like, make sure you go and meet the right people when you're there as well. But just switch off from works, like all the stuff that you're thinking about keeping you up at night and you're worrying about in your business. Like, just switch off from that for 24 hours. Like, take yourself out of that environment, try and absorb. Like, this is only going to happen once a year. We're potentially planning another big event at the end of the year, more BD focused. So not just a networking conference, but this is the one time that, you'll meet people in Team. There's thousands and thousands of people in Team, suppliers and members. 500 and I think we're at 530 members now, and average member size is 3, 4, 5 people in the business. There's going to be loads of people there that you'll never get to meet at regional networking events. So just try and meet as many people as possible. Like, enjoy the experience. Ruth Forster, Wagstaff, did a really good LinkedIn post today about how networking can be really daunting and
Mhm.
terrifying, with some good pointers and tips. Like go and look at Ruth's post from earlier today. It was really good.
See, I get really daunted and terrified before, and then when I get there,
Yeah,
the dopamine kicks in, and I'm off. I'm having a great
yeah.
day.
Well, obviously it's unlimited coffee as well, so just don't go too crazy
I probably must stay away from
during the
that.
day. But no,
But
just try and like don't what advice could I say? Don't like just go and see everyone that you know straight away. Like obviously say hello to everyone, but don't spend the whole day with people that you know all about already.
yeah,
Like try and make the point of getting out and meeting people that you haven't met before, and don't like nothing, because it's not a formal thing. You haven't got to go and do an elevator pitch and a 60-second this and like that's not what team networking events are about. Like just try and build your network, but just enjoy it. Really, it's a day out of the office. It's a day where you'll get presented with people that you don't see on a day-to-day basis, and try and take something from Hung Lee and Sally Gunnell's opening and closing keynotes as well. Like I think they're going to be amazing. Hung Lee's got some great stuff that he's going to share. Sally Gunnell's session is all about mindset and mental health and resilience and working through tough times. And it's quite fortunate we booked her on the exact 30 years since she got the gold as well
wow.
at the Olympics as well. I've actually asked her PA if she can donate something towards the charity raffle, which she hasn't come back to me yet, but we'll see. But Sally Gunnell will be really, really good. Like just being in that kind of environment for 45 minutes, at the end of the day, I think will really finish off the conference really well.
Do you know what I love the most is how much you love it. Like you can really see that this is just like everything, like all your posts and stuff like that. Yeah, it gets me like it's made me excited to come just by seeing your posts and how much you're buzzing about it,
Thank you.
and how invested you are. So yeah,
I really appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, team had as I said at the start of this live, it had a profound impact on me and my life. So when I talk to prospective members, Bella and Lauren sometimes ask me to join like a prospective member call, and it's not like I'm selling, like when I'm a recruiter and I'm selling a client job, I don't really know what it's like working in that client. I do at Talis because I worked there for a year, but at other businesses you don't really know. But I actually know what team did for me and my business, and I can't see why someone wouldn't want to get involved. I know networking is not for everyone, but it's a really great environment. There's great members, there's great suppliers, there's lots of information, there's lots of opportunity for you to grow, and collaborate with other people and not be on your own. And it's really easy for me to sell it. And conference is the pinnacle of what we do. It's the big one, once a year. So I'm a bit stressed about it because it's been a huge amount of planning and organizing. But Rachel and Bella in particular say I've done an amazing job with organizing, and it is genuine. So let's look forward to it, I suppose.
love that.
It's going to be amazing.
Thank
Right,
you.
we should. Kim, have you got any other questions for Andy before we wrap up?
No, we talk on
questions.
So what?
I feel like I've taken over with all the questions.
Yeah, you have. I've been very quiet, but it's fine. I'll just slide into Andy's DMs later. Fine.
Lucky me.
Andy, talking of sliding into DMs, where LinkedIn's the best place to get to you?
Yeah, LinkedIn. You can send me a direct message. I struggle with email. I'll be brutally honest with you. I get probably 200, 300 emails a day at the moment, and I can't keep up with them. So if you got my mobile number, WhatsApp me or send me a message on LinkedIn. There's 15 guest ticket slots available for conference, and we're capping it at 15. We've had a couple already, and if you want to come and you're not a team member, you can come on a day ticket. You can't stay for the party, and you can't stay at the hotel because we sold out of the bedrooms weeks ago. But if you do want to come along and experience the day as a prospective member, let me know, and we can organise that for you. But yeah, connect up with me if you want to chat anything about team going forward.
Brilliant. We've got all the links in there. Andy, thank you so much. When we when we asked you to come on, I assumed it'd be like after conference. I thought there's no way you'd have this time this side. So really, really appreciate you doing this now. I hope it's been a nice break from all the conference chaos. Thank you for your time. Thank you for what you shared. Massively valuable. And yeah, we're going to see you next week.
Well, thank you as well. You know, Green Umbrella have done all the marketing aspect of this for us, and they've been amazing. They've been really great, and they're such a long-standing team supplier, like great reputation within team. The members all love you. When Christina, Kim, you've not come to any of the networking events that I've seen so far, but when Christina comes along and presents, members always take away loads from Christina's talking slots, and obviously she's talking at conference as well. So thank you both, you know, and Green Umbrella as a whole for all of your support. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Bless you, bless you. So yeah, the link's there if you want to. I was going to say hook up with Andy. Maybe I should phrase that a bit differently. But those of you that have joined us, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this on the replay, just let us know in the comments that you've listened in. Just hashtag replay or I'm here, whatever it's going to be. Let us know that you've listened in. And we will see you next Thursday at 12 o'clock. This will be the last thing we do before we get in the car and head over to conference. So yeah, we will see you then. Andy, give us a wave as we say goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks everyone for joining.
See you later.